Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. I'm just kidding. This is Zach from the Coffee N KOs podcast, and we have another special episode. Steve and I are bringing to you our division that the belt will most likely change in hands in 2021. This is part of our holiday edition shows. Steve, this is going to be a good one.
Absolutely. And I'm loving that we're doing this so far. You know, we've done, best pay-per-view that's outperformed the most. We did Breakout Star of 2020, our potential Breakout Stars of 2021. And now we're kind of getting into the division that we think is going to likely change hands in 2021. So there's a lot to kind of reflect on in 2020, but also to look forward to in 2021. So I'm excited. Do you want me to kind of go in and say mine?
Yeah, you can go first. I feel like I went first in all the other ones, so you can go first on this one.
Okay, well, I feel like, you got to look at this from two different perspectives. Obviously, one, you have to look at who is the current champ. Is it someone new? Is it someone who's maybe been doing it for a long time? Are they a little bit older? You definitely have to obviously take that into consideration first, but then secondly, you have to look at the contenders behind him. Because in the potential matchups that could happen, that are very likely to happen in 2021. So with that said, I'm going to go with, as my main pick, I'm going to go with the featherweight division. So the featherweight division, obviously, right now is Alexander Volkanovski. He is your current champ. Just right off the bat, we've already seen him go against Max Holloway and potentially already lost a fight. So we know that and Max Holloway is not going anywhere. He could easily get another shot in 2021. But when you look at the other contenders, Brian Ortega, he's going to be your next guy up. If his last fight is any indication of where he's actually at when he fought Korean Zombie, this dude is unbelievable. He's just another one of those guys who has, obviously now he looks like he has great striking, but he also might have the best BJJ in the division. That could definitely pose a problem for Volkanovski. But you look past that. I already mentioned Holloway. You still have Zabit. He's still there, dude. That guy's like 6'1". I still think when or if he goes against Volkanovski, the size difference there is going to be huge. You also throw in Calvin Kattar, who's on a little bit of a rise himself. If he beats Max Holloway, that's a super dangerous fight. Another name I threw in there was Bryce Mitchell, who he's someone that we actually have not mentioned yet, but he's definitely a potential breakout star in 2021, and he is a problem for anyone. So just from the standpoint where there's a ton of hungry competitors right below Volkanovski, that gets my main pick. So featherweight division. And for my honorable mention, this one's really tough. I will go with the bantamweight division. Petr Yan, he is your current champion right now. And I'm not 100% sold. I mean, he beat Jose Aldo, but that's not really saying too much at this day and age. Like, we don't really know where Aldo's at. He's obviously declined. Petr Yan kind of got a little bit of a gift there. Aljamain Sterling's coming in early 2021. That could easily change hands. Corey Sandhagen, his huge win over Marlon Moraes. Dude, that guy's hungry. He is dangerous. A few other names I just tossed in there. Merab. Do not sleep on Merab. That's another guy who's a potential breakout star 2021. And then maybe Chito Vera, if he gets it done this upcoming weekend, that's another guy who's going to be tough. So I like that as my honorable mention. That's a really tough division to hold down.
Yeah, I really like both of those picks. I think featherweight is tough because like you said, there are just so many killers in that division, and Volk is good. Like, there's nothing to be, nothing, like, he's undefeated. The guy is a killer. He's a very, very good fighter, but two very close fights against Max, and you're like, okay, well, potentially a loss. That doesn't look great, and then you got Brian Ortega coming back, who, if Brian Ortega fights like he did against Zombie for the rest of his career, I have him as my champ by the end of 2021. I mean, or by the beginning of 2021, honestly, because they're, I guess, about to fight in February. So I really like Brian Ortega right now. Going in that division. And then you said all the other plethora of talent. That's one of the best divisions in the UFC right now. So I think that's a great pick. And I also like the bantamweight division. And kind of the same thing, though. They're just straight killers. And I think that Aljamain Sterling really poses a big problem to Yan, because I think that, one, he's going to be much stronger. I mean, Aljamain Sterling's a pretty big guy for that division, and he has decent enough stand-up. And if he gets Yan to the ground, that's it. That fight is going to – there's no there's no way Piotr Jan is going to be able to get up or whatever once Sterling has him on the ground. I really think Sterling is going to be the stronger guy. So I love both of those picks. My number one pick is the lightweight division. And I chose the lightweight division because Khabib retiring. Technically Khabib is going to be the champion in 2021. And even if he fights one more time, we know that he's going to win, but we know he's probably going to retire after that fight. Most people are saying they think he's done now, but if he happens to come back, it's going to be to be 30-0 for one more fight, and that's going to be it. So by the end of the year, we will have a new crowned champion in the lightweight division just because of Khabib's retirement. And I couldn't even venture out to say who the champ would be. I would have to almost lean towards Charles Oliveira right now because he is so hot and he's just, what he has done is unreal. But obviously you got McGregor, you got Poirier, you got Gaethje. I mean, I think Ferguson's kind of done now. I think that he still should fight, but I don't know that he'll really make his way back to the title conversation. But I mean, there are just, and then we have RDA. He's still kind of on the rise, kind of trying to make that second go around. And he's been on fire. So that division is stacked. But I think by the end of the year, we'll have a new champion in the lightweight division. But unless Khabib decides to keep going, if he decides to keep going, there's no one I think that can beat Khabib, even Charles Oliveira, only because, like we said, once Khabib has you on the ground, it's just a different type of wrestling. Like, there's no way you can throw submissions up from your back and everything else. It's just he's a once in a lifetime type wrestler, pure dominance. So that's my number one pick. My honorable mention was actually the featherweight division as well. I basically had the same exact notes that you had. So just the fact that it's a killer's row of fighters, there's just so many people. And, with Volk being so short, I think that really is a disadvantage for him. Max Holloway is a stand and bang guy. I think that Volk can live with a guy like that. But when you get someone like Ortega, who's going to be able to strike and take it to the ground, which Holloway can do, but Holloway just doesn't utilize that aspect of his game. And then, I just think that you got him, like you said, if Zabit somehow makes his way up, he's a massive dude in that division. And then you also said Volk potentially already lost to Holloway that second time around. So, we could see Holloway fight again. So I just think that division is insane. And kind of like I was saying on your point is, I think that Ortega looked so good against Zombie that if he keeps that up and he can kind of ride the momentum into the fight with Volk, I don't think I see Volk retaining the belt after that fight, which is in February. So those are my two picks.
I actually kind of forgot that Khabib is going away, and there's literally like a list of like 7 guys who could legitimately just be the champion in 2021. So that's a great call on your part, but also small chance that, and there's going to be a meeting pretty soon with Khabib. So if he sticks around, obviously it's probably not going to change. If he's out though, dude, it's wide open, and I feel like we should call our shot as a podcast and just say Charles Oliveira 2021. Like, he's going to be your guy. Like, I really think he's going to just blow through anyone.
Well, I think if Khabib does come back, it's going to be for one fight. And if he fights even in the middle of the year, by the end of the year, there's still going to be a new champ. So we can definitely right here on this moment, Coffee N KOs is declaring by the end of 2021, Charles Oliveira will be your new lightweight champion.
Yep, we're gonna clip that. We're gonna ride that, and then by this time next year, we're gonna play that on repeat a million times and just be like, "Told you."
Yeah, somehow like something's gonna happen. Like Charles Oliveira is just gonna immediately retire, and we couldn't be more wrong.
I just had one other one, the light heavyweight division. I just think Jan Blachowicz, he's a little older, and there's a lot of hungry. Like, Glover's gonna come in, and Glover's been on a run. And even if he doesn't get it and Jan fights just one more time, I really think like a guy like Alexander Rakic could get the job done. So that was like my honorable mention was the light heavyweight division, especially obviously now because John Jones is gone. But we'll also see if Izzy's bumping up too. Is he just going to come around one time, win it, and then leave? I don't know, but that will definitely make a difference too.
Yeah, I think light heavyweight division was my other one as well, based on Jan. But I think that Jan Blachowicz, the only thing is the current light heavyweights there right now, that he potentially could fight. I don't know that I see any of them really posing a problem to him. Maybe Glover, if they give Glover the shot. But from what I've been seeing, it seems like Izzy is really going to get that next shot. It seems like Izzy's going to fight Jan, and then after that, it's going to be John Jones. So, you know, I could see it changing hands in 2021, being Izzy, and if Izzy wins that belt, you know, I don't think he defends simultaneously. So maybe that belt goes vacant, or, you know, you got Izzy and John Jones at the 205 division, so maybe Izzy wins it and then Jones beats him. There's so many things that can happen in 2021. That's why it's going to be a great year. But I think the light heavyweight division is a good call. But again, if Izzy wins that belt, then you can say the middleweight division is, because then, you know, is he going to vacate that title? So no one knows. It's definitely going to be very, very interesting for sure.
Yep, I agree. The dream matchups are out there. 2021 is going to have a whole bunch of them. The pay-per-view events will be amazing. Super looking forward to that. I was just thinking maybe another video we could do is name our 2021 champions. Like at the end of the year, who's going to be the 2021 champion in each division? Maybe we can run that one back.
Maybe we could do that for our first show of 2021.
I'm down. I'm in. Let's do it.
Awesome. So we'll write down like who is the current champ, and then we'll say who we think is going to be the champ at the end of the year. I think that's a great video. I like it,
Perfect.
Steve.
Love it.
All right, everyone. Well, that's going to do it for this special holiday end of the year superlative video from Coffee N KOs. You can find us on all platforms. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube. Give us a 5-star rating, Apple Podcast. Give us a comment. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Coffee N KOs 1. We appreciate all the love and support, and we will see you guys next time.